Mr. Speaker, I want to thank my dear friend from Kansas for letting me share with the American people the stories from home. Texas 22. My home county, my home district, is on the verge of becoming close to 900,000 people. The Tax and Job Cuts Act has changed all of their lives in a dramatic and very important way. Texas 22 is better off now. My home county, Fort Bend County, Texas, is the most diverse county in America. 140 languages are spoken all over Texas 22. Every time I'm home, I ask people what they think about lower tax rates for their family, a 21% corporate tax rate, full expensing of their expenses in the same year, and an end of the death tax. They say the same thing over and over. 140 languages become one language. And that language is pure Texan. Quote from back home, "How like these tax cuts? Are they good?" Quote, "Dang straight. I reckon I can buy a new pickup truck, provide health care for my employees who have back pains because their wallets in their back pockets of the Wrangler jeans are so darn heavy. They're twisting fine." Mr. Speaker, these Texans say, I can't understand how Democrats in the U.S. House can call these tax cuts mere crumbs. Crumbs. Back home, they're puzzled. How can these Democrats be so out of touch with America? How can my family and me keeping our money be such a bad thing? But one old boy Texan near Needville, Texas, solved this problem. He said, if the money I get in my pocket from keeping my money is crumbs, I'm fixing to be a world record holder in the Guinness Book of World Records. I'll have a mountain of crumbs as big as a Texas icon, Enchanted Rock. That rock is 640 acres big and stands 525 feet above the terrain. That's a dang big pile of crumbs. Gary Allred owns Rosenberg Tractor right there in Fort Bend County. He's had that up and running for 32 years. Being in the tractor business, agriculture, lots of up and downs. One year it rains, next year it doesn't. One year it's hot, one year it's cold. The big city is coming his way. We're growing dramatically in Southeast Texas. All this growth has made his land very, very, very valuable. He knows if he has to sell his land sometime in the future, land's been his family now for almost 50 years, he'll have to pay a death tax. And maybe his daughter, his son, his grandsons, his granddaughters won't have his dream, their tractor company, in their possession. But Gary knows now he no longer has to worry. The death tax is dead. That's because of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. He said, I have guys coming in, customers, looking to buy a new tractor and all the farm implements that go with it. He's worried because he's a hay farmer, piles and piles of hay. He's worried because these so-called crumbs he'll get will be so huge they'll block out all of his hay crops. That's a big, big, big pile of crumbs. My final crumb story comes from an icon from Richmond, Texas. His name is Andres Novoa, the owner. Yes, sir. I yield.
From Texas, rise.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I send to the desk a privilege report from the Committee on Rules for filing under the rule.
The clerk will report the title.
Report to accompany House Resolution 1059, resolution providing for consideration of the bill H.R. 3798 to amend the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 to repeal the 30-hour threshold for classification as a full-time employee. Purposes of the employer mandate in the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act and replace it with 40 hours, providing for consideration of the conference report to accompany the bill H.R. 5895, making appropriations for energy and water development and related agencies for the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2019, and for other purposes, and providing for proceedings during the period from September 17th, 2018 through September 24th, 2018.
Refer to the House calendar and ordered printed. Gentleman's recognized.
I thank the Speaker, my friend from Kansas. Back to the Guinness Record of Crumbs. The final crumb story I have, again, is from an icon from Richmond, Texas. His name is Andres Novoa. He owns La Cocina Mexican restaurant. Every crumb of the Mexican food he makes, he sells, gives 2 crumbs back to his local community. He has the largest Cinco de Mayo celebration in all of Fort Bend County. He raises thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for causes like Meals on Wheels in Fort Bend County. He has raised enough money to buy 2 vans for Meals on Wheels. And with the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, he can buy another van, a 3rd van, for Fort Bend County Meals and Wheels. These Texans are all excited. Tax Cuts and Jobs Act 2.0 is coming quickly. That means this great law will be permanent. It'll be more competitive. And guess what? We'll have more and more records in Fort Bend County of pile and pile of crumbs for the Guinness Book of World Records. Americans are better off right now, and they will be better off in the future. I thank my friend.